Up next, the WHL show with Gabe Neumann.
Hi, welcome back to the WHL show. This is, as always, Gabe Neumann, and I am very excited for this week's episode. Normally, as you guys know, I do a recap over the WHL's past week. I talk about the player of the week, the goalie of the week, the standings, the stats, all that fun stuff. But this week, we're not going to do that. Both players that I brought on today gave me enough content to where I do not have time to do that recap. This week's episode is actually an hour long, and I have two Saskatoon Blades who joined me, and I am very excited for you guys to watch the interviews. They were both amazing and awesome to talk to. The first one being Connor Roulette, and then the second one being goaltender Austin Elliott. So two great guys, two great players. And because I do only have a limited amount of time with this episode, I'm going to keep the intro short and sweet. So feel free and take it away, Connor. Awesome. Joining me now, I have Saskatoon Blades forward Connor Roulette. Welcome on. I'm very excited to have you here. So right now, the Blades are third in the Eastern Conference, right? You guys have an impressive 55 points at the moment, have some strong games, great wins. Talk to me a bit about that. What are you and the team focusing on this year?
Yeah, I think just from the start, kind of started as a close team, getting traded here early in the season. Not sure what to expect, but the first few days you kind of get to see what the team's like, and sure. I think just from the start we stuck to what I guess we're a really good team at following the coach's plan, knowing what we need to do to get done, and from the start of the season, I think that's what our strongest thing was being able to work in our systems really well, and just work really hard. And we're a team that works really hard, so we take a lot of pride in what we do, and it kind of just shows on the ice and kind of in the stats. The team that we can be, and we're grateful for it.
Awesome. Yeah, you mentioned the trade earlier in the season. Talk to me about how that transition went. How are you adjusting to the team?
Yeah, it was tough at first. I drove from Winnipeg to Seattle there, and once I got the news, I had to drive back. So it was a bit of driving to start off there. But no, as soon as I got here, like I said, just right from the start, I was really, really comfortable with the guys. They all made me feel at home, and lots of great staff, lots of great people around the rink, and I've really enjoyed my time here so far. I'm proud to be a Blade, and it's hard at first, but like I said, once you kind of get used, once you get comfortable with the guys and with the team, it's been great so far.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Now, just looking back when you were super young, what got you into the sport of hockey? How old were you?
I think just from the day I was born, my dad and brother played hockey. My mom was a big hockey fan. All my uncles and family members played hockey as well. So just from day one, I think obviously my family knew I was gonna be a hockey player, and just grew up watching my brother. Every time my brother would be going to his hockey tournaments or going to the hockey rink, I'd be asking where my hockey bag was, because I was too young to play. But just from since I was a little kid, I think I started skating maybe around 4 or 5 years old, and started playing organized hockey, I guess, at 7, 8 years old, and it's just always been my go-to thing. Video games or whatnot, it's always been hockey. Watching YouTube or whatever, it's always been hockey. It's always just been my favorite thing. So I think just from day one, for sure.
Love that. Now, did you play any other sports growing up, or is it only hockey? It was just hockey?
It's mostly just hockey. I think ball hockey. I played lots of ball hockey. Street hockey, whatever it was to do with hockey at school. It was floor hockey or whatever. Played a bit of volleyball, I think, in grade 8. Maybe a bit of flag football as well that year. Grade 8 was kind of the year I kind of opened the horizon a bit with other school sports. Played some flag football, volleyball, but once I kind of got to high school, it was more just straight hockey.
Very hockey oriented. Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have a favorite WHL team growing up? Or WHL, sorry, NHL. Do you have a favorite NHL team growing up?
Yeah, I think my favorite, I grew up a Pens fan. Well, I grew up a Crosby fan, so
sure.
Watching Crosby my whole life, kind of you gravitate towards the team he plays on, obviously. So watching the Pens my whole life, I guess the more I got older, the more teams I was able to accept watching. I was never obviously Crosby and Ovechkin had a big rivalry growing up, so I was never a big Ovechkin fan. But the older I get, the goals he's scoring at this age, it's pretty cool to see. So Obviously, I think, growing up it was Pens, but right now I think, a lot of teams are fun to watch, lots of fun players to watch in the NHL. So I guess right now, I wouldn't really say I have a favorite. Obviously, being drafted by the Stars, it's
Yeah, it's
I
awesome.
got to cheer them on, and yeah, obviously I'm a big
Course.
Stars fan now, but yeah, lots of teams in the NHL are fun to watch. There's a lot of great players.
Yeah, congrats on that, by the way. Then, mentioning Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, did you have any big NHL idols that you maybe style your play after, or really look at to develop?
Yeah, like I said, just watching Crosby. Crosby's always been my
Yeah.
favorite. He was my brother's favorite.
Mhm.
Growing up, my brother kind of gravitated to more towards Chicago Blackhawks the older he got, with Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews and those guys. But
Yeah,
yeah, he was a Pens fan early in his years, and that's it. Like, obviously having the big brother, everything the big brother liked, I liked, and
sure.
he started off as a Pens fan, so obviously I had to be a Pens fan, and I guess I just never really switched my team up. It was always the Pens, it was always Crosby. So growing up, whatever Crosby did, I don't know, I'd always watch his highlights, always watch how he is off the ice and stuff like that. So it was always Crosby for sure. I think, like, once I hit bantam, maybe the age of bantam, like every tape job or stick or helmet,
Yeah.
gloves or whatever Crosby wore, it was always what I always wanted my dad to make my stick look like or whatever. So he was always wearing black tape. So nowadays I'm using white tape. I think that's the only thing that I use that Crosby didn't, was white tape. But as his knob or anything, it was always mine. So yeah, it was definitely Crosby. I grew up a big Crosby fan, and whatever Crosby was using, I had to use. I always had to make my dad get it for me.
I love that. That's awesome. Mentioned earlier being drafted by the Stars. Again, congrats. That's awesome. Looking at your NHL, like the draft preview and everything, and looking at people like rating you and describing your style of play. Elite Prospects, for example, describes you as a player who you're always on the puck, reading plays well before they happen. But tell me a bit from your point of view. Describe your game for me.
Yeah. I've always liked to think I was more of an offensively minded player. Always kind of had trouble with the defensive side, but I think last few years I've been working on my 200-foot game, getting more physical, and
Sure.
I'm trying to get better at playing a full 200-foot game. But a lot of people say that I got some good hockey IQ, can make plays, and I've always been more of a pass first guy. Not quite a shooter. Never really had much confidence in my shot, I guess you can say. But
Right.
been feeling a lot more comfortable shooting the puck recently, and I just like having the puck on my stick and making plays, making passes, and I always got I don't know how you'd say it. Like, I always got excited, or the thrill, or whatever you could say about pass, like making a good pass. Like, that was always my favorite thing. Like, you put something on, a nice pass on someone's tape, and not only are they scoring or whatever, they're getting an opportunity, and they're always coming back to the bench like, nice pass, whatever. And I was being a hockey player, like, that was always my favorite thing, is when someone would kind of compliment the pass. So passing for me has just always been a big thing of mine. And so I guess more of an offensive forward, and working on the 200-foot game.
Awesome. I love that. Now, looking more at the Blades roster rather than you specifically, who's an underrated teammate you think fans should keep an eye on this year? Maybe a rookie or a veteran who doesn't get enough attention?
Oh man, I think there's a lot. Like I said, coming into this onto the team early in the season, not knowing much players,
Sure.
not knowing what to expect out of the team at all, and obviously we got some guys there that are really good. Obviously Josh Pillar's hurt right now, but a player who's so smart, so fast, and his shot just showing up. Like, me and him kind of had the chemistry right from the start there, and just in practice, like, I'll give Josh a nice pass, and it's upstairs, like, in once, like, half a second, like, a guy with a release like that. It's been awesome to see. And obviously, like, Trevor Wong and Brandon Lazowski, like, two guys that work so well together, that are, I think, like, the Crosby and Malkin of this team, that are just so, like, you put those two together, it's so dangerous. They're great players, and there's lots of guys. I think even, like, an underrated player that not many people talk about as well, is obviously there's guys that get points, and there's guys that are out there playing lots of minutes every night, and Della Gorjande and those guys we can talk about all night. But I think Ben Saunderson, one of our defense there, it's I don't really see much people talking about, people, even my friends and family, about how's the defense or whatever. But Ben Saunderson, like, really good defensive, like, D-man. Like, that guy, that guy's like that guy can hit. That guy can play defense. He's a great skater. He's one of our best skaters on the team, and he's a guy. Everyone loves him in the dressing room too. He's just laughing around, and like I could sit here all night and talk about every player, but when it comes to everyone talking about the media and stuff like that, I think Ben Saunderson's one of those defensive D-men that everyone kind of turns their backs to. But there's lots of great players on this team, and I think with the arsenal that we got, it's kind of the reason why we're such a great team, because there's so many guys on this team that are good at their role and good at what they do. So there's lots of great players for sure.
Yeah, great answer. Now, kind of piggybacking off of that, you mentioned like the Crosby and Malkin duo. Kind of, who's a teammate that you would least want to play against?
Least want to play against? I play against him all the time in practice. Probably Lazowski, sure. Brandon Lazowski. Him and Wong. Not only are they so good together with Igor Sidorov, they all play together most of the time. Like if that puck's not on, I don't know if you've ever watched Malkin. Like I said, being a Pens fan, whenever Crosby's not in the lineup or Malkin's kind of mad or angry, he's like unstoppable, and that's Brandon Lazowski. Like you take the puck away from him in practice, or you're battling him in the corner, it's like you'll never get the puck off his stick, and like his shot is so good. His legs move so fast. Like he's a smaller player, but like he plays like he's 6'5". Like he's a tough player to play against, and I think teams kind of recognize that too. Like you give him too much time with the puck, it's in the back of your net, upstairs, bar down. Like he's got such an insane shot, and he moves so quick. And in practice he's not the funnest to play against, because he's getting in your hands, he's getting under, he's getting the puck. He's a hard player to play against for sure. Yeah,
that's awesome. Now, you mentioned earlier good chemistry with Josh, for example. Who would you say you're closest to on the team?
There's a lot of guys actually. Like I was pretty surprised. Like coming in, it all just starts from the start of the season. Like you come into a new team and not sure what to expect. But there was a few guys at the start that I got really close with. Me, Delagorjande, Justin Lees, and Josh Pillar were kind of getting together, just the four of us, to go into golf or going to try these new restaurants. And then the more guys came in, like we got Blake Gustafson early in the season, and there's just been so many guys I've been able to get really close with. Spencer Shagru, another guy I'm really close with. I love Shug. And even just like some of the younger guys, like early in the season, like they're probably a little shy. I'm a little shy to talk to new guys as well. Like being an older guy, like it's always a little nerve-wracking to go to new teams, but like Roland Calvert, Misha Volotovsky, Jordan Keller, like all these like young guys that I think when I was younger, when I was 16, 17, like I wouldn't really talk to the older guys as much. It's kind of changed a bit, the way the dressing room is, and like all these younger guys, new guys on the team that I talk to every day. Like there's not a single guy in the dressing room that I don't have a conversation with every day. So there's a lot of guys I'm close with, but obviously the older guys kind of seem to stick together no matter where you are or what team you're on. And I think Jaden Weens too is one of my best buddies on the team. I played with him back in the day, and there's a lot of guys that I'm close with, and I wouldn't say there's one specific guy, because everyone in the team is so close. So I think I can't even choose a name. Really close team.
That's awesome. Love hearing about that. Loving hearing about the friendships that are made after, especially coming into a new team, right? And not necessarily knowing anybody. And it's also interesting looking at like how small of a world hockey is sometimes, because like going to a team and you'll see a friend that you played with when you were 8. Exactly. It's really cool to look at. Now looking at last season, right before, when you were still on the Thunderbirds, still in Seattle, what advice would you give your last season self?
I don't know, just I guess expect the unexpected. Like as a team in Seattle last year, obviously we knew how good we were. We knew what the type of team we were. But I think if you looked at us early in the season, I think a lot of the guys would think that what we did in the playoffs last year honestly wouldn't. It's just like we worked so hard for it, and it was a good team to go all the way. And obviously another expect the unexpected to get traded the next year after. Like it's those things in hockey where you realize it's not just sport, it's a business, and it's what people do. It's I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, but I wasn't quite expecting to be traded, to be honest. And but like I said, I don't think I could have asked for anything better, because a better team to go to, because I've been having so much fun here in Saskatoon, and it's just been such a blast to be on this team. And as much as I do miss my old friends on that team, and what's being accomplished last year, obviously it was playoff. I think being on this team so far has just been, it's been great for me individually, and I'm really happy for, being able to get the opportunity with these guys. And I think, we're just as good as a team. I think there's a lot of great teams in WHL right now. And I think the Saskatoon Blades are for sure up there. And we're looking to make a big playoff run. So that's our goal. And I'm really excited to be a part of the team for it.
I love that. Now, so far, who's been your favorite team to play against? I know that last year we had certain, like, the interconference play is something that we're things are changing right now that we're going back to quote unquote normal after the COVID season and everything. Going from West Division to Eastern Division, which teams would you say are the most fun to play against?
Yeah, I mean, I personally always thought I played my best games. Not just getting points, but I always seemed to have my legs or just feel good against playing the Tri-City Americans. It was kind of always my favorite. I loved playing in Tri-City, like in their rink, playing in their rink, the Toyota Center or whatever it was. It was always, I was just loved the lighting, loved the ice there. And now I'm back in the Eastern Conference. I really enjoy playing. I like playing in Brandon. It's really close to home. Lots of friends and family came to those. Winnipeg, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And I think playing in the SaskTel Center has been my favorite so far. Like, playing against any team in the SaskTel Center, I think we're just such a dynamic team when it comes to playing in our own barn. I'm a big sucker for lighting in hockey rinks. Like if it's too dark or you playing like Swift Current or PA, like more of those smaller rinks. It's not too terrible when you're playing like on the ice because the lighting in there is a little brighter. It makes the ice seem a bit bigger. And in the SaskTel Center, like we have such a big facility that like, and it's so bright in there that it just like it looks so open. Like it looks like you have so much time on the ice. Like it doesn't seem so closed in. So I've been really enjoying playing in the SaskTel Center, and the lighting's great. The temperature is great. Like some rinks are really hot. Like you're sweating bullets after warm up. So, SaskTel Center has been fun. It's been a pleasure to play there for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely, because I'm down in Everett, and so I've only been to US rinks, and so once I'm able to actually go up and visit Saskatoon is definitely on my top list to visit because it sounds great.
I didn't mind playing in the Angel at the Winds either. That's a plan.
Yeah, it's definitely
the ShoWare Center I always felt was a little too hot. It was always really hot in there. Yeah, I think most of the American teams had really hot arenas.
Yeah, and like because I know the ShoWare is like it's kind of a horseshoe, right? Like you can't like go all the way around. So it's I haven't been back in the locker rooms area obviously except for media stuff, but it seems it's interesting. That's a cool perspective. And honestly, you kind of answered my next question. It was pretty similar. It was, what's your favorite away rink to play in?
Yeah, I'd probably say in the Western Conference it's probably Tri-City or I like the Vancouver actually. Vancouver was a nice rink to play in. They had good ice and bright lights. Like I said, I like the lighting of rinks, but I think in the Eastern Conference, I don't know. I think a lot of the rinks are similar with like lighting and stuff and size. Like you look at Swift Current and PA are kind of the same size of Winnipeg. I'd probably say Brandon. I like Brandon's. I grew up watching so many games there, so playing so many tournaments there and stuff like that. So being able to play, the WHL in that rink, it's been pretty cool. And like I said, it's close to family. It's about 2 hours 2 hours from Winnipeg. So and my dad's family is a lot from around Brandon area. So lots of people get to come out, and it's just such a WHL like or junior hockey like vibe in that rink. So yeah, playing in Brandon's been fun.
Awesome. Now, looking more at you as a player, right, in your average game day, do you have any like superstitions or rituals that you got to follow?
Not too. No, I've always been a little loose. I think I switched a little bit up. Like before games, I usually take like a 45 to 50-minute nap.
Yeah.
I think I always woke up a little too like tired. Like I needed a bit more sleep. So this year I kind of switched up and sleeping way longer, like almost 2 hours, 3 hours now before games. So wake up nice and energized. I guess getting more food in before games has been key too for me this year. Drinking a lot more water. I'm probably pounding back like 2-3 gallons, like almost daily. Like just trying to stay hydrated before games. Really good, that's been a big thing of mine. Like just make sure I'm drinking lots of water and not too many superstitions wise that I don't know of. Like there's probably a few things that I do that I don't even realize. Like I do the same warm up and all that the same time of day, but nothing too crazy. with my pregame meal, I kind of was keeping it loose too for a bit, just
Yeah.
eating whatever came to my mind. But this one day, my billet made pasta, and
Yeah.
there was a couple different sauces that were mixed into the pasta,
Okay.
and the red sauce, I was usually eating red sauce like meat sauce. It was in a bag, and I wasn't sure if I had to cut the bag
Oh,
or not. Like I didn't know how to
right.
open it, so I didn't. So I
Yeah.
just put Alfredo sauce, and then I threw
Yeah.
chicken together, and then there was like leftover bacon, so I made like a chicken bacon
Nice. That sounds really
Alfredo.
good.
Yeah, so I made that one game, and I loved it. Like it was a good meal, and I played
Yeah.
pretty good, so I kind of kept that the same.
Nice.
And then I'll have like a salad with it, depending on the day, or either Caesar salad or like just put like a vinaigrette in it. So yeah, I don't know. I've been eating that, so it's been pretty good. And it all just kind of came from not knowing how to open the red.
Yeah, how to open a bag.
So yeah, been happy with that.
Yeah. Do you drink coffee before games or just a
No, I really love coffee, but
Yeah.
sometimes in the morning I'll have coffee before games or like before practice, and I
Mhm.
feel like it just gets me too like jittery, and I start
Yeah.
to feel like a little like weak in my legs, or like I don't know, like I feel like it just every time I've had coffee, I've always felt like a little as weak in the legs, like weak in the body, a little
Yeah.
shaky. So it's like I had it a few times before games, and like I'll be like energized for a bit, but then my body starts to like slow down, my legs get all like shaky and stuff. I didn't really like it, so I'll have coffee whenever, but like when it comes to practice days or game days, it's not before for sure.
Got it. What's your coffee order though?
Just black, iced black.
Black,
I hate hot drinks. Like nothing,
Gotcha.
nothing.
So iced all the way.
Yeah, nothing grinds my gears and like burning my tongue or burning the top of my mouth or whatever. So
Same.
it's always ice. Like even in the winter, I'm getting iced coffees or
Oh,
whatever. So, but I guess my Tim Hortons recently has been just like a vanilla cold brew,
Nice.
or just like an all iced black coffee. So I know in the West Coast there, you guys love your coffee. So
Yeah.
I was hitting up like Bigfoot Java or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I have one like right around the corner.
Yeah, so I'd be getting a nice black coffee from there, or sometimes a mocha. Change it up a bit.
There you go.
Keep them honest. So yeah, go a little, switch it up a bit. But
yeah, I'm a big iced coffee guy too, for sure. I can't do black coffee though. I gotta have some cream at least.
yeah,
yeah.
Black coffee is probably my favorite.
Nice. Now, a couple of fun questions for you. Not necessarily like hockey related. Who on the team would you say is the best locker room music?
Locker room music, depends on what the vibe is. If we're in like a country move vibe, I'd probably say like Justin Lee's, or maybe even me. I love my country music, and some guys don't like it because I got a lot of old school country in there. Like I'll throw like Dwight Yoakam or someone from like the 90s or 80s, and some of the guys don't like it. But I think me and Justin Lee's kind of have the same taste for country music. So he's got a lot of like Toby Keith and like popular country music guys. He loves Alan Jackson and all those guys. So, but when it comes to like vibes and we want like EDM stuff and all that, Trevor Wong, for sure. Like Trevor Wong's music is like, I don't know, it's like the best radio station you'll ever hear. Like it's everyone just loves Trevor's music. Like Trevor's such a lovable guy, and it just shows in his music. Like he's just got the best music. So
that's awesome.
Those two for sure. And like I always try to push myself onto the music, but some guys are like, no, you're just gonna play your Dwight Yoakam and stuff. And I'm like, okay, but
oh man,
those two for sure.
Gotcha. What are some nicknames you have on the team?
Most guys just like, I've always just been called Rue. Never really had nicknames, mostly just Con growing up. I think once I got to the WHL in Seattle there at 16 is when everyone started calling me Rue. And that's kind of just carried on to like everyone, like all my lifelong friends that call me Connor growing up, all call me Rue now. My cousins call me Rue. Like,
nice.
I think it's only a matter of time before my dad and brother and mom and all them start calling me Rue. So and then I don't know, there's a couple other nicknames in the room, like lots are self-explanatory. Like you'll look at guys' last names, like Lee's is Leeser, obviously. Like Calvert is Vert. Della Gorjande is Della. Like there's not too much crazy ones in the room. Most guys are just like their last names. Like I can look at almost everyone's last name and be like, yeah, like Mollendijk, Molly, Gus,
for sure.
Chase. Like not too many crazy ones so far.
Sure. Nice. Now looking like, if you weren't playing hockey, right, what profession would you want to pursue? Like what would you want to do with?
I I think the most basic hockey answer I can give is probably golf.
Okay.
A lot of guys like to golf. But I think for me, probably fishing.
Okay.
My family loves to fish.
Sure.
I think you look at both my mom's and my dad's side, they all love to fish and hunt and do all that stuff. And growing up, I've never obviously had the chance to do it much because all the hockey I've been playing. But whenever I get the chance, I'm up north and I'm at the Sniland or Sandy Bay, one of the two. Hanging out with cousins, and we love to fish out there. I take my friends out there all the time, and we'll go fishing in the morning or in the evening, like just whenever we can get out. It's always a fun time. My uncles and cousins are always lifting nets and bringing in hundreds of pounds of fish every day.
Wow.
So it's we and like I guess that probably answers another question. I love fish as a food, and pickerel and jackfish and all that. So if I had the chance, probably have another, I'd probably be a commercial fisherman on Lake Winnipeg.
Perfect.
Not too many people probably say that, but I just love fishing. I love being with my family, and whenever I get the chance, like I said, I like to go up north and get out as much as I can.
Sure. Now, I like this next question. If you were stranded on a desert island, which teammate would you pick to help you survive?
Ooh, probably Justin Lees.
Mm-hmm.
That guy grew up in Flin Flon, Manitoba. Yeah. I'm not sure many people know where Flin Flon, Manitoba is. That guy doesn't get more country or as it gets, and he's a guy. He's really funny off the ice, and like he probably knows a couple tips for survival and how to hunt and stuff like that. So that'd be pretty nice. I can fish, he can hunt, and he's a funny guy too. So I'd love to be around him all the time. I probably would die of laughter before I die of starvation with that guy.
There you go.
He's got some funny stories about living up north. So
nice.
I think being stranded somewhere is just like living up north. I mean, it's pretty similar. So Leeser for sure. He's a good guy to have around.
Nice. On the flip side of that, who would get you killed the quickest?
Oh, it's two. It's probably Austin Elliott, who you're about to have, or Jaden Weens. Those two guys, like,
got it.
I love them, but like if me and them were together, we're just like it's just asking to die of starvation, that's for sure. No, two guys I love to be around in the rink. Ozzy's a funny guy. J-Bud's he's a funny guy as well, and it just for sure. I think I'd choose those two. Nice, because we would just be hanging out and having too much. We wouldn't be too focused on survival.
That's amazing. Now, would you consider yourself a cat or a dog person?
Dog. For sure. I never I had a cat growing up, but like it just would just chill in the basement in the crawl space or something. Like it wouldn't really hang out. And then I had a dog who's like 16 years old now, 17 years old, Sasha. She's still buzzing around. I've had her for a long time. My brother just got a brand new dog last Christmas. He's just like turning 1 or 1.5 or whatever he is now. He's really cute. His name's Kenobi. We got him after watching the Kenobi series.
I love that.
Me and my brother are big Star Wars fans. We love like Star Wars and all that. So
awesome.
Kenobi's our dog. He's just a little pup, but he's getting big now. He doesn't know how big he is yet. He's like full grown. He's still a baby, so he's jumping around, scratching you and all that. So got to be careful with him. But it's we're a big dog family for sure. My brother loves dogs.
Nice. I have yet to have a hockey player tell me cats, so I'm still waiting for that answer. Dogs are awesome.
Pretty rare answer to get.
Yeah, totally get it. Now, because actually, really quick before we go to that one, my mom actually supplied this question for an interview a couple episodes back, and I've asked it every guy since. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
100 duck-sized horses?
Mm-hmm. Why?
Or one horse-sized duck.
Yeah.
I feel like the smaller one, whatever the smaller ones are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like that is if there's no rules, like I can get up somewhere where they can't jump or something like that, and kind of kick them around. If it's one duck, like they got some pretty like what do you call it? Their beaks are pretty strong. They can bite you pretty good.
Nice.
They can fly or anything or
exactly.
I don't know. The horses, I feel like all they really have is their kicks. So
Yeah, and if they're small, then it's
kick,
not even gonna, exactly.
Yeah, so
Nice.
definitely the smaller ones.
Nice. And then before we go into fan questions, where I had fans send in a couple questions for you, what's a question that you have for your teammate Austin Elliott?
Ask him why he always says my shot's good.
Okay.
Are you gonna ask him?
Yeah.
Okay. He always tells me I have one of the best shots on the team.
Okay.
I never score on him in practice.
Okay.
And like whenever there's like a shot where I try to score, he's always saves it. Him and Ethan Chadwick both. They always tell me you have the best shot in practice. I'm like, okay, well I never score. I feel like they're always just trying to like make me feel good about it. You know what I mean? Like they're always trying to like, but it drives me nuts because I want to score when they say
right. But they're not actually,
I feel like they're just like teasing me about it. But I don't know. Ask him what his real opinion is.
I'll get it confirmed. No problem.
If he's serious or he's just trying to like make my day or something.
Got it. Okay, makes sense. I'll get that confirmed for you. No problem. Okay, fan questions, and then I'll let you go. So before that, not a question, but just a message for you. A couple of my friends are huge Blades fans, and so Adrian, Tanner, and then Ben's Bestie on Twitter wants to let you know that they really appreciate you and they're glad you're here on the team. And Tanner wants to know, what's your favorite part of playing for the Blades?
I think like honestly, like just how close of a team we are, and like I like the city. Obviously Seattle was a very big city to drive around in, and going downtown Seattle was like a 45-hour drive, but here it's like 10-15 minutes. Like I love how smaller the city is. It reminds me just like at home, in Winnipeg, very similar cities. It doesn't take too long. Like we just went out for breakfast together, some of the guys, and it took me during rush hour to get to, like I live just outside of the city. Usually it's about 10-15 minute drive. During rush hour, it took me like exactly 30 minutes. Like I was walking out the door at 3:30 and I was pulling in my driveway at like 3:25. Like it's just like the travel's been really good, and like all the guys are so close, so we're able to hang out so much more. And the people here kind of more recognize us more as Blades. Not just the Canadian hockey players like it was in the case there, but people just more see us as the Blades and young kids that are playing hockey. So it's pretty good to go out, you'll go to like a store, you'll be in a restaurant or something like that, someone will recognize you, which is pretty cool. And it's such a smaller city, so the boys are a lot more closer.
Yeah, you're really great at answering follow-up questions that I have for you. Ben Spetsy on Twitter had the next question was, what's the best thing about Saskatoon, the town and the team? And so you pretty much answered that in a nutshell. That was great. Marcus wants to know, have you tried dekes or stick handling moves done exactly by players in the NHL?
Yeah, actually, like it's pretty funny. Our last game in Swift Current, I was on the way to the game. I couldn't really sleep. I was having a bad like bus trip. Like I just couldn't get comfortable. I couldn't really shut my eyes because I was just like moving around so much. And like they have like the what do you call them? The seatbelt clicker things. Like you put the seatbelt in like in the middle of the seat, so you can't really lay across because like
that's frustrating.
The whole thing is like right in my back. So I was just like really frustrated on that bus trip. But so I was just like sitting up watching YouTube, and I was watching Tage Thompson highlights.
Nice.
And a lot of Tage Thompson goals are like dragging the goalie across out of the net and like coming from behind the net, like and like if you watch my goal in Swift Current, our last game in Swift Current, it was literally like a Tage Thompson goal, and I was kind of laughing because I was like the only player. Like I searched up Tage Thompson highlights on the way to the game, and like I happened to score a goal where like I pulled it around the goalie and like from below the goal line, like kind of wrapped it in. So like me and the guy I sit next to were kind of laughing about it because I was like showing him the goals on the way to the ring. Lots of Crosby dangles.
Of course.
My dad always kind of wanted me to try like Patrick Kane loved those spinorama shots. My dad would always like kind of not tease me or like joke about me, like he'd always like, you should try those like Patrick Kane spinorama shots or whatever. So I tried those a few in my day, but never really was able to shoot as good as the way Patrick Kane or Malkin did there. But I feel like nowadays players are so good. Like you watch McDavid or whatever, like there's so many nice moves. I feel like every move, every stick handle move you do is someone did in the NHL already. So but yeah, I think the one goal last game was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's awesome. What a coincidence. Now, Ren wants to know, what's your favorite weird food combination?
I don't know if I have one. I'm pretty basic. Like a lot of people like put like rice with like ketchup and stuff like that, but like I don't really do that. Like I don't really have anything where like people said it's weird. Maybe like I eat everything mostly plain. Like like I'll have hot dogs with just like bun and bread and like or not bun and bread, like bun and wiener.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
And then like I'll have like burgers with just like cheese and meat and bun. Like, I won't really put much on my burgers. Everything that you can have plain, I have plain.
Nice.
Like chicken fingers or whatever. There's no sauce, just chicken fingers. Like everything plain. Like, and I don't like when my food touch either. Like on my plate, food can't be touching. Well, when it comes to weird food, like I can't really think of one.
Sure. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that.
Yeah. Or actually, my friends last week told me that when I eat my eggs, I'll have them over easy, and then so there's yolk. Yeah. And I'll like use the bread, right? You use your bread with the yolk.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll put ketchup on it.
Okay. So
like ketchup and yolk, they say, is a gross combination that doesn't go together, but I love it.
Yeah, I used to eat scrambled eggs with ketchup, so like I can see it. That makes sense.
Yeah. So like I guess they think that the yolk mixed with
like the
ketchup is gross, but I don't know. One of my buddies puts peanut butter and mayo or something together, or peanut butter on his eggs. Oh, I don't know like where he thought of that, but
where'd that come from?
That's kind of where that conversation came from, because he put peanut butter with his eggs, and then they said me with ketchup on my yolk is gross. So I don't know.
Definitely. Awesome. So last but not least, sorry I've held you for long. But what is the message that you have for Blades fans?
Ooh, I don't know. I think sometimes our fans lack a little bit. You know, one night we'll have 5,000 to 6,000. The other night we might have 1 to 2. I think, you know, with more of the fans we get, I think the better we play. You know, they bring the energy for us. It's easy to get up and get excited when we got lots of fans. So I think, you know, with the team we have this year, you know, we get wins. We're winning lots of games. I think it'd be nice to get a few more fans in the building. You come to one game, maybe you should come to the other. The boys love to see the fans in the building. That's the big thing. Like we talk about in the dressing room. Like it's something that's, you know, it's something that's talked about. Even the coaches once in a while kind of bring it up if it's a pretty big crowd or whatever. It gets the boys going. It gets the energy going. So for Blades fans, I'd love you guys bring your friends, bring your family, whatever. Fill as much as seats as you can, and it helps us play way better. You'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes. And for us, we love to see all the fans in the building.
I have with me goaltender Austin Elliott from the Saskatoon Blades. Welcome on. Super glad that you're here. As I was talking about with your teammate Connor, Blades are third in the Eastern Conference right now. You guys are great, 55 points at the moment. Good wins, great games. Talk to me a bit about that. What are you and the team focusing on?
It's definitely been a really good first half of the year for our team. I think we definitely got into a really good groove there before Christmas too. I think we had a 10-game win streak. So stuff's been clicking for our team, and it's been really fun to be a part of, and hopefully we can keep it going here in the second half.
Awesome. Talk to me about it from a goaltender's perspective. I know that there's as a team, right, with like the forwards and the defensemen, they're of course focusing on different things, working different plays and drills or routines and such. But from the goaltender's perspective, give me a little bit of insight on what you're focusing on.
Yeah, so I mean, every day it starts in practice. We put in work with our goalie coach Jeff Harvey. He definitely helps us a lot on and off the ice. You know, going over video after every game, stuff like that. And then just going into games, we go over lots of video too on what the other team's going to bring. And then of course, like the team in front of me definitely helps a lot too. Like our D are really, really good this year, so they help box guys out, stuff like that. So make my job a little bit easier. And definitely our goalie coach helps a lot with that too. And so definitely just a combination of everything that makes my life a little bit easier.
Awesome. Now, what got you into hockey? What did you start playing?
Gee, I can't even remember when I started playing. I was so young. You know, I just fell in love with the game, I guess, at a really young age, as did a lot of other hockey players. I mean, so, and then like I guess when I was younger, really fell in love with the goaltending position too. You know, I thought the equipment was super cool, and luckily enough, my parents allowed me to be a goalie. I know I hear lots of stories of people's parents just won't let them be a goalie, even though they might have wanted to be. So I'm definitely fortunate that my parents let me become a goalie, and I'm definitely thankful for that. And ever since then, I've just tried to work as hard as I can every time I'm on the ice, and it's working out so far.
Awesome. Tell me, or did you have a favorite NHL team growing up?
Yeah, I'm a Leafs fan.
Yeah.
So I'm from Calgary, so I'd say like the Flames would probably be my second favorite team.
Sure.
But my dad was a Leafs fan growing up, so he kind of pushed that on me. Like, so from a young age too, I've just always been a Leafs fan.
Nice. Sure. Now, when you're in the game, right? What's your mindset? Describe your game for me.
I think I'm a really calm goalie on the ice. You know, nothing really gets to me or anything like that. I think I'm really just cool and collected on the ice. I think if anyone's ever watched me before, that would be pretty obvious to them. I'm very calm on the ice. I mean, just staying focused throughout the whole game is a really big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and then once again, like our goalie coach, he instills a lot of things with me and Chatty. So just little things that we work on every day that translates into the game, that like beating passes on our feet and stuff to do with our stance, you know, post play. Those are all sorts of things that I try to focus on every game, that I think definitely kind of separates me from maybe some other goalies.
Yeah, nice. Now, looking at the Blades roster, right? Who's an underrated teammate that fans should keep an eye on this year?
Underrated, you know, I would go to Tyler Parr, but unfortunately he just had a season-ending injury, which I mean, we all feel for him. But if I had to go to another guy, probably Jordan Keller. You know, he's really stepped up for us this year, playing in bigger roles. Like he's been on the power play up in like second line, stuff like that. So I think he's really surprised a lot of people on our team this year. And it's exciting to see what he's going to be able to do.
Yeah, and kind of related to that, sort of, but also I'm sure that this answer is going to be different just from the goaltender's eyes. Who's a teammate you would least want to play against? Maybe somebody who's like just wicked shot, something like that.
I mean, Justin Lees is a pretty scary guy on the ice. Probably wouldn't want to get on his bad side. And then, I mean, Lazowski's shot is just crazy. Like, just seeing it every day in practice, it's so hard to read, hard to stop. I mean, and then you see it in games too. Like, he can just blow it by goalies. So I'm definitely thankful he's on my team.
Yeah, right. So who, like, looking at I'm sure I can probably guess who, but maybe the answer will surprise me. Who would you say you're closest to on the team?
Yeah, there's a couple guys. I mean, our whole team is really close. This is probably one of the closer teams I've been a part of, which is really good. I mean, me and Chadwick definitely have a really good relationship on and off the ice. I think we push each other to be better.
That's awesome.
Besides him, maybe Ben Saunderson. I think we've really become closer together the last couple of years. But I mean, if I had to pick one, probably Chatty, my goalie partner.
Nice. Now, looking, of course, going into this season, big season for you, doing great. What advice would you give your last season self?
Maybe just not get too down. Maybe I think last year, like, even though like I was on maybe a weaker team, I still definitely learned a lot last year.
Yeah.
It was definitely a big learning experience for me, but there was times where I'd sort of get down on myself, and maybe I'd probably tell myself to just shake it off, go on to the next game, because in the grander scheme of things, like one game here there doesn't really change the outcome of your career. So that's probably what I tell myself. Yeah,
it's a good mindset to have. That's something that you're focusing on this year for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, what's your looking at like different, of course, teams that you're playing and going over with the COVID season and interconference play and everything that like has been different there, playing it against different teams. Who would you say is your favorite team to play against?
You know, I love playing the Hitmen just because I'm from the Calgary area. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I remember growing up going to Hitmen games, thinking it was so awesome,
That's
and
awesome.
like I wanted to be there someday. And so
Yeah.
that yeah, definitely playing the Hitmen, I think really holds a special place in my heart personally. But I know like definitely like PA. I mean, you'd think that we hate playing them because we do, but at the same time, it's like it's a huge rivalry game, and
Sure.
you always get a bit more excited for those ones. So
Yeah, rivalries are fun.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have a favorite away rink to play in? Like, which is the coolest rink, would you say?
Well, Rogers is obviously
Yeah,
the biggest and prettiest rink, but
for sure.
you know, I think the Saddle Dome is pretty cool too. I mean, I
Mhm.
know maybe some people won't agree with me. It is a bit old, but no, it's got some character, I guess. And
Sure.
but yeah, those two arenas. Obviously, they're NHL arenas, so
Nice.
maybe a bit basic answers, but
No, that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, earlier you mentioned you're a Leafs fan, right? Who did you have any NHL idols or growing up that you maybe modeled your play after, or trying to style your play after any particular players or goalies?
Well, yeah. So it actually came from one of their rivals was the Canadiens. So
Oh,
I was actually a huge Carey Price fan growing up. Yeah, like my uncle is actually a Canadiens fan, so he would always be talking to me about Carey Price and stuff like
yeah.
that. And you'd always see him like they were always a playoff team when I was growing up. So
Oh, yeah.
and they're always playing those big like Saturday night games or
Yeah, for
be in
sure.
the Olympics or at the World Cup or whatever. Like he's pretty much the biggest Canadian goalie in the world. So
Absolutely.
I think a lot of young Canadian goalies looked up to him, and
I bet.
yeah, I know I definitely did.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know that there's like a stigma of goalies being weird, right? And got to be a different to really to put yourself in front of the puck like that, right? Who would you, or do you say you have any like superstitions or rituals that you got to follow that are maybe a bit out of the ordinary?
Me personally, I don't think so. Obviously, like I have like a pre-game routine.
Sure.
I mean, everybody does, but I mean, I've been told before that I'm one of the most normal goalies that
Nice.
people have ever met. So
Yeah.
no, I don't go too crazy before games or anything like that. I pretty much just stick to what the rest of the team does. Maybe I
Right.
like visualize a little bit
hmm
before the game, stuff like that. But no, like I'm not like antisocial before the game or anything. And if
Sure.
you touch my pad, I'll freak out. So no, I'm not. I don't go over the top with that stuff. I
That's cool.
try to just keep it simple and just flexible too. Because
Gotcha. Yeah.
if you get in your head that you have to do the exact same thing every game, then if
Yeah.
one thing changes, then you're probably screwed up for the game. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
try to
That's
keep it simple and flexible.
nice. Would you say you're a pregame coffee guy? Do you like coffee?
When we're on the road, we usually pull the bus into Tim's. So
Nice.
yeah, I'll have a coffee when we do that, but
Sure.
just because it's convenient. But,
Yeah.
no, like it doesn't have to be a coffee every
Sure.
game, you know. Only,
Yeah.
but I mean sometimes maybe I feel like I need it though. So
Yeah, absolutely.
if that happens, then I'll just have one at the rink.
Yeah. What's your coffee order if you do get coffee?
Tim's actually just came out with this roasted hazelnut cold brew.
All right.
That's sort of been my go-to lately.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, I'm a big cold brew guy.
Nice.
I definitely like it a lot better than just hot coffee.
Oh yeah, I like iced coffee too for sure. Now, this is kind of I guess would a broad question. You can narrow it down as much or as less if you'd like. But what would you say is your favorite hockey memory?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you know, but I went to Notre Dame for 4 years, so
Nice.
I have tons of memories from there. And going to Notre Dame, you're also living with your teammates and the dorms there too. So, I mean, maybe not so much a hockey memory. It is a bit broad, but just
no, it's totally fine.
Just the friends I made there.
Yeah.
And the lessons and stuff. Like, it's a true hockey factory there.
Yeah.
In the middle of nowhere. So, I mean, all you can really do is just focus on hockey and get better. So,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a tough one. But I'd say just my experience at Notre Dame is probably my best hockey memory so far.
Nice. Yeah, definitely an invaluable experience for sure.
Yeah.
Now, kind of going into the more, I guess, fun questions, right? Not necessarily focusing on the history and stuff. Who would you say on the team is the best locker room music?
Well, Lee's actually has good tunes, but he's recently just sort of quit his job.
Oh, really?
For some reason. So, I mean, I know before he got traded, Schneider was always the guy. He had some dialed-in tunes. But yeah, so I'd say probably one of those two guys. I mean, recently Gus has been playing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if everyone agrees with what he plays all the time, but so I probably have to say Lee's right now.
Nice. Connor said Trevor Wong. How do you like his music? Is it good?
Trevor's got good music. He doesn't always play pregame music, but say we're just at the rink about to go out and practice, or if we're in the gym and stuff, he definitely has some good tunes.
Nice. Now, I heard a few from Connor just from him talking about you, but what are some of your nicknames on the team?
Oh, well, my nickname's Aussie. We got Chatty, my goalie partner. I mean, maybe one of the funner nicknames is my roommate here. His nickname's Humper. His last name's Humphreys.
That's funny. Oh yeah,
I guess another good one would be Sandy Dog or Shug. We call him Sucra.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nice. Which so if you weren't playing hockey, right? If you were doing something else, what would you do? What would you want to pursue?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'd probably be in school.
Sure.
But maybe just be playing another sport.
Okay. What sport would you like?
You know, my younger brother plays football, so
nice.
I definitely think I could have played football. Maybe if I didn't play hockey.
Right. Nice.
Or I'd just be, just in school.
Cool. Now, this is one of my more favorite questions. If you were stranded on a desert island, which teammate would you pick to help you survive?
Maybe Jaden Weens.
Okay.
Either him or Lee's. I know Lee's is from Flin Flon, which is pretty much in the wild already. So,
that was also Connor's answer.
Yeah, one of those two guys probably. I think Lee's might give me my best shot at survival.
Who would you think would get you killed the quickest?
Probably Shug.
Okay.
Shug, yeah, we'd be hopeless with Shug. He's from California.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no, yeah, we'd be screwed.
It was funny because Connor actually said you. He was like, "Oh yeah, definitely Aussie."
Wow. I wonder why he would say that.
That's funny. Now, would you say you're a cat or a dog person?
Definitely a dog person.
Yeah.
Even though I never had a dog growing up, but
really,
definitely a dog person.
Nice. Do you have one now, or like?
I have one on my billets here.
There you go. Nice. Cool.
So yeah.
Cool. Would you? Okay, so this one's a little bit weird. So brace yourself. My basically my mom supplied this question to me for another guy a couple episodes back, and I've just asked everyone since because it's kind of bizarre. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Probably 100 duck-sized horses.
Okay, why would you say that?
I mean, duck, like a horse-sized duck would be pretty scary if you think about
Kind
it.
of,
Like,
yeah. It's a
I
sight.
feel like it could eat you.
Yeah. I
mean-
mean, ducks aren't carnivores though, so I mean.
Oh, I
unless
know,
they're-
but I'm just sort of thinking of like a goose.
Sure, yeah.
A goose already likes to like chase after you and stuff. Like ducks don't do that as much, I guess. But if it was just
Sure.
off the court, I'm sure it wouldn't have a problem with you. So yeah, I mean the 100 duck-sized horses, you could just kind of like kick them away.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Nice. Now, I asked Connor to ask you a question, and his was actually pretty interesting. He said that basically you and Chadwick mentioned that he has the best shot on the team, right? That you say this like every practice, but he just cannot score on you. That he's never scored on you. He just cannot get it by. He wants to know if it's a genuine compliment or if you're just teasing him.
Maybe a bit of both. Like, he has a good shot. Like you've seen him score plenty of goals in the Western League. So I mean, he definitely has a good shot, but I mean, probably not the best on the team. Like guys like Lazowski would just blow his shot out of the water. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe maybe me and Chad are just getting a bit lucky in practice, but
Love it. Yeah.
I'd say, yeah, a bit of both.
Nice. Perfect. Awesome. Going into fan questions for you. Tanner wants to know what's the best part of playing for the Blades?
I think personally it's the best city in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like the fans are great. Yeah, it's really awesome playing in front of them, and so it's also nice to meet lots of them.
Sure,
and,
yeah.
Get to know them a bit better. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the better places I think that you can play in the league. It's definitely a very storied franchise too. One of the older ones in the league, which is pretty cool. So I think definitely one of the top places that anyone would want to go to play.
Yeah. Nice. Now, Ryan wants to know, what's your favorite weird food combination? Like, he is bizarre and likes cheese with peanut butter, right?
Yeah.
Do you have something like that you enjoy?
Off the top of my head, I've been called weird for this before. So I'll take like birthday cake.
Okay.
Like chocolate birthday cake. I'll throw it in a bowl and pour milk in it and just like mush it up.
Sure.
And that's pretty much how I eat cake.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not like normal, but
Yeah.
that's not insane.
I don't know if that's what they're looking for, but that's
Sure,
probably,
yeah, it works.
probably the weirdest thing I could think of
Nice.
that I
Tracy,
do.
yeah, no, that's fine. Tracy wants to know, what's your favorite pizza?
Recently here at my billets, we've been getting this chicken bacon ranch pizza.
Oh yeah,
Really good.
nice.
But yeah, usually if that's not available, I'm a big pepperoni guy.
Nice.
That's probably my go-to.
Sweet. Awesome. And then last but not least for you, what is a message that you have for Blades fans?
Well, thank you guys for everything. Thanks for all the support so far this year. It's been awesome, and yeah, hopefully you guys can keep showing up to our games. It's been actually really good this year. There's been tons of fans out to lots of our games. So yeah, just thanks for all the support and keep it up.
And thank you so much again to the Saskatoon Blades and also Connor and Austin for taking the time to talk with me today. I really do appreciate it. Next week, I will have an Edmonton Oil King join me, and I'm very excited for you guys to hear what he had to say. And his interview went obviously super great as well. And I hope you guys are excited to watch his, because he is a joy to talk to and amazing. So stay tuned for next week's episode and the announcement of which Oil King exactly it will be. Feel free to follow follow me on Twitter and for all the latest updates and WHL talk there. And yeah, super excited for everything. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week.